After 5 long years, Khamzat Chimaev is finally going to have his shot at UFC gold, but the guy standing in front of him, Dricus Du Plessis, won't be a walk in the park. Who will come out on top? Let's dive deep into Chimaev versus Du Plessis, as well as Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page at UFC 318. Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page. We'll kick things off with Cannonier versus Page. This is a stylistic clash that could go either way, and it's one of those fights that feels fresh because of how differently these two approach MMA. Let's start with MVP, a longtime Bellator standout who has finally made the jump to the UFC, and while some think it came too late, he still looks sharp, explosive, and very much in his prime. MVP's a striking wizard. He's creative, unpredictable, and incredibly elusive. He comes from a karate background, and his ability to blitz in, land a shot, and disappear out of sight is elite. He doesn't necessarily rely on raw power, but what makes his striking so dangerous is the timing and accuracy. It's those shots you don't see coming that put guys away. His footwork, feints, range control are all top tier. And while people sleep on his grappling, he spent years improving in that department too. He's no grappling phenom, but he's not helpless either. That said, striking remains his bread and butter. He also has an underrated fight IQ. MVP isn't just flashy, he's calculated and strategic. Cannonier, on the other hand, is a powerhouse and, honestly, one of the most dangerous punchers in the division. He's the dark horse, a guy who, on any night, can put anyone to sleep. Jared's fought across multiple weight classes, from heavyweight down to middleweight, and has completely transformed his body and career. He's in phenomenal shape and carries terrifying knockout power. On top of that, he's a smart fighter. He doesn't just swing wildly, he sets things up, studies his opponents, and picks his moments. He can be cerebral and thoughtful outside the cage, and that translates to how he competes. His wrestling is serviceable. It's not world-class, but strong enough to make a difference, especially paired with his raw physical strength. If he gets on top of you, especially in half guard or mount, his ground and pound is vicious. He'll smash you with elbows and heavy shots that can end a fight real quick. So, how do these two match up? On the feet, the edge goes to MVP. His variety, timing, and range management should allow him to control the pace and location of the fight. I'd give him a 60-40 advantage in pure striking skill. But Jared has the power advantage without a doubt. MVP may be more precise, but Jared can end your night with one clean shot. IQ-wise, the fight is again pretty close, but MVP's movement-based style and the ability to manage distance probably give him the slight edge there too. When it comes to grappling and physicality though, it flips. Cannonier is much stronger, more imposing, and has a mean streak when it comes to close-range dirty boxing and clinch work. If he can trap MVP against the fence, he can make the fight ugly by throwing elbows, grinding him out, and maybe even getting a takedown to unleash that ground and pound. MVP's best path is to stay long, use footwork, frustrate Jared, and outpoint him. Use side kicks, low kicks, darting combos, then get out of range. Don't engage in a brawl because that's where Jared shines. Cannonier's best chance is to cut off the cage, close the distance, and impose his strength. He needs to make it ugly, clinch, work the body, and land something heavy while MVP is against the cage. That's his window. If MVP's reflexes are still sharp, and they look to be, I think he outpoints Jared. I'm picking MVP to win this, either by decision or maybe even a late TKO, but if Jared can grab a hold of him, then all bets are off. Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Du Plessis. Now that brings us to the fight we are waiting desperately for, the middleweight title clash between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. The title shot has been a long time coming for Khamzat, and it's going to be absolute madness when the cage door closes. Before diving into their styles, let's first take a look at the tale of the tape between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis. Both fighters are 31 years old and are expected to meet at the middleweight championship limit of 185 pounds. Khamzat is undefeated at 14-0, while Dricus holds a record of 23 wins with just 2 losses. When it comes to finishes, Khamzat has 9 knockouts and 6 submissions, while Dricus isn't far behind with 11 submission wins and some brutal knockouts, including a nasty stoppage over Robert Whittaker. Khamzat is the taller fighter at 6'2" with a 1-inch reach advantage, while Dricus stands at 6 feet tall. Statistically, Khamzat is the more accurate striker with 59% accuracy compared to Dricus's 49%, and he absorbs fewer significant strikes per minute, 3.25 compared to the champ's 4.9. Dricus, however, lands more overall strikes per minute, showing his aggressive pace. On the ground, Khamzat's 100% takedown defense stands out as elite, but he's yet to be tested by elite and informed competition, and Dricus is that guy. When we talk about what makes Dricus Du Plessis dangerous, it all starts with his cardio and heart. This guy doesn't just go 5 rounds, he grows stronger as the fight drags on. Against Sean Strickland, he showed how he can absorb punishment and still keep coming forward. His toughness, paired with a gas tank that doesn't quit, makes him a huge threat in championship rounds. He may not throw the cleanest punches, but when he lands, he hurts people. Even his win over Adesanya, which came by attrition and not a highlight reel knockout, was viewed by many as a complete dismantling. His striking may look wild and unorthodox, but that's part of what makes him so difficult to read. He has awkward footwork, strange angles, and unpredictable combos, preventing his opponents from settling into any rhythm. In the past, he relied purely on pressure and chaos, but lately he's shown real fight IQ, adjusting mid-bout and fighting with a sense of strategy. His grappling is also often underrated. He's a former national wrestling champion and blends his striking with takedowns seamlessly, delivering brutal ground and pound once he gets top control. But of course, Dricus has his flaws. Defensively, he gets hit a lot. He tends to leave his chin up and throws looping shots, making him vulnerable to precise counters, especially against someone like Khamzat who doesn't miss much. His striking works, but it's not clean, and he can lose balance or overextend in wild exchanges. Another issue is that he starts slow, often using the first round to get a feel for things, which is a dangerous approach when facing someone who explodes from the opening bell. Speaking of explosive starts, Khamzat Chimaev's strengths lie in his wrestling and relentless aggression.
We'll kill everybody, I'll stay here, it's my home. Allahu Akbar! Woo!
He's not just a grappler, but a force of nature. From the moment the fight begins, he charges forward, grabs you, and puts you on your back. Once he's on top, it's a nightmare as his control, ground and pound, and positional dominance make opponents look helpless. His first round pressure is insane. He's bulldozed fighters in seconds, giving them no time to think or adjust. Chimaev is also a control freak, and if he wants the fight on the ground, it goes there. If he wants to brawl, you'll have to deal with it. That ability to dictate the terms of the fight is a huge advantage. What's more, he's not as wild as he once was. Against Usman, he showed a new layer of patience, picking his shots and conserving energy. He didn't chase the finish recklessly. He played the long game by showing maturity. And let's not forget, he submitted Robert Whittaker in 1 round, something few expected. But Chimaev isn't without weaknesses. The biggest red flag is his gas tank. When he fought Usman, he looked strong early but noticeably slowed by round 3. In a 5-round war, that's a massive question mark, especially against someone like Dricus who gets better with time. Defensively, Khamzat can be hit and his chin is often up during exchanges, and when he swings big, he leaves openings. He fights with a ton of emotion as it fuels his pressure, but sometimes he gets wild, overcommits, and loses position. Against a composed and tactical fighter like Dricus, that kind of recklessness can backfire. In the end, if Khamzat dominates early, gets Dricus down, and mauls him, we might have a 1-round finish and a new middleweight champ. But if Dricus survives the storm, keeps it standing, and pushes the fight late, his stamina, grit, and awkward power could flip the script. This is a classic fast starter versus late charger, and one of them is going to break. The only question is, who breaks first? I think Chimaev takes this one. Who do you think will win? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.